Seen it.
Shush.
Sorry. Hi, welcome to Late Night with Kettle, Kitchen, and BLOO. How
Hello.
you doing?
Good. How are you?
That's a whole nother conversation. Maybe we'll get to that one.
Okay.
I guess let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming in. We have, Nanny Tam won't be with us tonight because she's spending time with family, so that's great.
That's okay.
Yeah, Dark Lord Minutes in here.
Hello.
Lori, prepping for heaven, is here but doing other stuff till the live starts.
There she is. She's come back.
Yep. Kettle Kitchen, shady guy. Heather, thank you for coming in. Rena LaRue, thank you for coming in. Hopefully you're feeling good. I do unfortunately want to put out a sour note. I'm assuming many already know this, some may not, but Charles Fallen, Arkansas veteran, passed away. So if you didn't know that, I wanted everybody to know that. And it's really sad because it really hit him really hard at the end. So he was able to go to Tin Killer, so that was good. But it just got rough for him. So, anyways, thoughts and prayers out for his family, please. At least many of the comments I'm seeing and postings are, at least he's not in pain anymore. And that man was struggling with a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah. So. That being said, kind of leads me into this next conversation I really, really want to have, and I think it's important to have. Hello, Leanne, Mennonite. Me and you talked about this a little bit. Really? Oh, yes. Update on the lost child last week.
Yes, update on lost child.
Yeah, he wasn't lost. He was lingering.
He was just misplaced time.
Yes. Hello, Teresa Jukiewicz. Thank you for coming in. But everything was fine, which is great. And then things just kind of seemed like it went downhill for me, I guess is what I'm saying. I think it's important for all of us to have the conversation that you really should take care of yourself.
Yeah. If
that means you can't put a video out, then you can't put a video out. If that means you can't do it live, don't put the live out.
Don't force yourself, because your life and your health have to come first.
Right. Now, I struggled with that tonight, and I even told BLOO, I have no business sitting right here right now, but I'm going to, because we've done too many cancellations, and I'm trying not to do that. But this shoulder thing has got me down. So,
yeah,
I get that, Teresa. I do. Really, in the end, it isn't going to do anybody any good if we're not here to do what we need to do later.
Oh, no, exactly right. And the longer that you put it off and the more you try and force yourself, the longer it's going to take to heal. This is what I've been trying to teach Tanny, because, he's been putting it off for 2.5 years. He's now had to take 2 weeks off work. with his shoulder.
Right.
So, you know, he's a lot better than he was.
Right.
But he needed to have that time off to heal.
The struggle I have most of the time, and it's something I've dealt with for years, I mean, literally years. I have a back injury that is severe. I've got hardware in my back. One of the pieces of hardware broke in my back, but they won't take it out because that's cosmetic surgery. Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Anyways, we'll move on past that. No need to go into that, but that's their statement. So
the hardware they put in your back is broken, and they reckon to fix it is cosmetic. That's like if I broke my ankle and snapped the plate and pins, they would say that was cosmetic. That's ridiculous.
I agree. I concur. I'm on the same side as you. Go team. Except those that it's important to and need to make the decision aren't on the same side.
Let me at them. Let me at them.
So
seriously.
Ooh. I see everybody's having some back issues. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate that. Xander's having back issues. Looks like Leanne's having back issues. Hello, Josh. Hey. Do you see a blue wrench next to your name, my friend? I hope you do.
Yeah.
Fix that problem. Sorry. The whole point I was getting to about the back and the reason why I brought that up was because when the shoulder's not been hurting, it's been the back. Because not only do I have damage in my back, nerve damage from that is also onset left sciatica, right sciatica.
Right, yeah.
So I'm constantly dealing with something.
Yeah.
But you just deal with it.
Does make physio difficult because if you've got broken hardware in your back, you can't necessarily do what you would normally do to alleviate sciatica.
First thing, and I dealt with this for many years, first thing they said, oh, you need to get out and at least walk around a mile a day, just, lead up to it. But once you get to that point, you should be able to do it. It's like, I walk a mile a day, I'm going to have problems.
Yeah.
They don't get it. They don't see it. So anyways, point being is that's been the struggle. I've had some other things going on. We've gotten taken care of, I think, today. So that's a good thing. Nothing to worry about, but I don't know, Teresa. I mean, sitting here right now, my legs are shooting with pain and my back is numb. That's the way life goes. And I'm sitting here.
I completely understand it.
Breathing, because if I take a deep breath, it's going to hurt my ribs, which the muscles attached to. So it is what it is. So anyway, take care of yourself. That's the important part.
Yes. Don't leave it until it gets to a point where it's just way too much.
Right.
Because it'll knock you down for longer than, I mean, like, prime example is me right now, because I've not been putting out videos unless they're collaborations, which I've already promised to do.
Right.
Because I'm trying to sort out what I'm doing with my channel. But B, I've just not been well enough to do it. And I've had to put all my energy into resting and recuperating and trying to get myself back on track with my health and stuff. So, I mean, I'm supposed to start putting the videos out this week. It ain't happening. I'm telling you now. No. It's not. Doesn't mean I'm not filming, doesn't mean I'm not editing, doesn't mean I don't have a lineup of about 40 videos that are ready to go out. It's just
I'm here to concur with that because we've talked about it. I know what she's been doing. So it's there. It just isn't there.
Yeah, it's just I'm not ready to launch yet because I don't feel right in myself.
The depressing part about it, though, and I don't know if you notice it. I mean, I guess you could talk about it if you want to. I lost probably 15 subscribers because of it.
What?
whatever the reason, whatever their point was. I had dropped down to, well, it might be even more than that. I had dropped down to 1559. I was all the way up to 1579. I was almost at 1580. Okay. I dropped down to 1559. Today I'm back up to 1571. So it is growing back, which could be the YouTube thing. And I get that.
Yeah, you gotta love the YouTube thing.
Yeah. But you will get people in the honesty of it. And that's why I did this tonight. I don't want, especially these people that are in here now, I don't want to lose people because they are a very important part of our group. And so I'm not saying any of them would. I'm not saying that because you guys are the most understanding people in the world.
Yeah.
But you get somebody in that isn't like that. And
well, that's it, you know.
Right.
You know, that's it. No, I completely get that. I mean, even though I've not been putting videos out except for the like one a month kind of thing for the last couple of months, I've still had a gain in subscribers, and
that's wonderful.
You know, and I'm still getting like 105 views a day, which is pretty good for me. Like not gonna lie. So I'm not worried. Leanne, I absolutely adore that woman.
Oh, I do too. I love her.
Brilliant. Love her. Love her. Love her. Love her.
You're almost to 900, my friend.
Who, me? What?
You only need 31 to get to 900.
I know.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That's good, Heather. I love it. And mine were doing the same thing until all these cancellations happen. And I think, you know, to some degree, and I put it on my community tab or post from last week or 2 weeks ago, I was stopping the Sunday live. And it wasn't, number one, it was taken away from my family on Sundays. Number two, there wasn't a lot of people watching it. They would, if I had 10 people that came in and watched it, I might get 20 or 30 replays. Not like I do on Friday night.
The Sunday live would work as a pre-recorded.
And that's what I'm considering doing.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, that's my opinion. But
no, and I agree with it. But you know, when you look at my Tuesday and you look at Friday night, I average 60 to 80 now because things have settled down a little bit. 60, 80 replays within a 48-hour period. I can't complain about that. You know,
no.
I wasn't getting that on Sunday.
Nothing wrong with that, you know.
But one thing I am going to do, and I've already told everybody, and I think I told BLOO this, come back in the fall once we're done with harvesting and farming and gardening and all that. We are going to bring back Sunday functioning chat, specifically, if nothing else, once a month to have the pantry challenge conversation.
Yeah.
And both Angela and Michelle, the Inquisitive Farm Wife and Big Valley Living, as well as some others may join us, have already agreed to be a part of that conversation. So
yeah. I mean, like, you know, I've still been doing the pantry challenge. I just haven't been, you know, vocal about it, if that makes sense.
No, and as much as we talk and the things the things you've eluded and let me in on, you're still doing it. It's just behind the scenes, you know.
Yeah. I mean, like, I have a certain amount that I put aside every month that goes towards stocking pantry.
Right.
And sometimes that's a little bit more than other months, and sometimes it's a little bit less. It depends on what it is. But I have a portion of it that's for equipment and tools. And the other portion of it is for food.
Now, what I do want to say, I do want to say, when she's ready to, and she does it, you guys need to watch her videos because she's got some cool new toys, but I won't say what they are or what they do or none of that. So.
Yes. Do you know what my equipment was this month that I got? I got an iron and a tabletop ironing board. That's what I needed to get.
Did you get them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then that nice little gem you, I'm assuming, got yesterday.
Yes, it's sitting on my dining room table. And that's partly why I got the iron and the ironing board, because I wanted to be able to press seams and stuff. It makes life a little bit easier.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
TJ,
so-
you do. You're my wonderful stalker on Facebook.
Who's that?
TJ.
Oh, yeah. I love TJ. She's great. So that is a valid point. You know, if you're missing some information and you want to know more,
yeah, there's Instagram and
Facebook, Patreon. You doing Patreon still?
I am doing Patreon still. But that's more for downloadables and
okay.
Recipe cards, printable recipe cards and stuff. You're going to be ironing her fresh noodles. I might
That's
be.
what she wants to know, if you're going to be
I
ironing.
Might be. I found a new fabric place that it sells offcuts and end of bolt and you know, all of remnants and stuff. So it goes to the fashion houses or to the manufacturers and gets all their offcuts and sells them on.
Right.
So I'm like really chuffed with that.
Good.
And I've been buying like kilo bags, which is 2.2 pounds of fabric offcuts for like a $5.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
And this is for lack of knowledge. I've heard the words. I know some of the phrases, but I'm not the guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me. If I go into a fabric store or shop or a location that sells fabric, whatever you call it, and I get 3 yards of fabric.
Yes.
What is that called? What's that 3 yards? Okay, but they don't call that something?
No.
Okay.
No.
If I went in and bought the entire wrapped,
that would be a bolt.
A bolt
of fabric.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I go in and can I just have 1 foot or 6 inches of this by 12
that would
inches?
probably be classed as a tester or a sample.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what do you call it when it's all the little pieces?
That's like remnants of cuts. Yeah, remnants and offcuts.
All you ladies can stop attacking me. I just thought I'd ask. Okay.
However, I will, just for the sake of it and for the giggles, I will show you what I got for $10, which is the equivalent of 30 meters of fabric.
Leanne says there's a miracle. Oh, holy Moses, sister.
Okay. They've even got
meters
a list in here of the different fabrics and how much of each one is in there.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And they've got some really cool fabrics. I mean, that one there, this purple one, that's blanket. And it's got 2.5 meters of it.
So all I'm asking for Father's Day, which is a couple weeks away, is a quilt that has Kettle Kitchen emblem in the middle. Okay.
Yeah, I can't do that in a couple of weeks.
Why? That's funny. So the one thing I think what is important to understand and realize, and I think BLOO and I have kind of conceded the same point to some degree. Her version of it is going to be different than my version of it. But what I decided, obviously, now that I'm not doing well, and until I get this shoulder taken care of, it isn't going to happen. But Leanne and Tony, you can come over here and make it yourself. As long as you'll teach me every step of the way, I guess I would be willing to try. So, but I think I might go to Heather's house. It's a lot closer. Going back to what my channel was started for is what I need to do, and that's a decision I've made. I've said it a couple times, but I think it's what needed to happen. So dropping the Sunday off, I'll still put something out, but it'll be a video is my hope and intention. And then we'll still have the Tuesday night game night and then the late night Friday night. So.
And that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, the reason that I bought the fabrics was because I'm going to be doing a series on make and mend, make, do, and mend. So I'm going to be teaching, because what they also sell is like 100 grams of, like, I think that's like $1/4 pound of buttons for like $4, you know, and, you know, so they're all sort of random buttons, different types of buttons and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to be teaching people how to sew on buttons and do all hand stitch stuff and, you know, how to, you know, fix clothes and fix fabrics and all that kind of stuff, and just work week by week to be doing a little bit of this and that.
Sapphire Diamond and Pearls. Linda is in with us.
Hey. So yeah, that's one thing that's coming up. And now that I have the last piece of that, once I finished dealing with the strawberries and mushrooms that I bought the other day, I will be getting onto that, and then I will be doing all of those kinds of things. So yeah.
So I want to throw this up. Xander says, where did it go? Old school, make your own clothes. I got a
yeah. Well, I used to make my own clothes. I still do. I have clothes that are sitting on my racks, but I'm not allowed to wear them at the moment because they're too tight on my areas that aren't allowed to be wearing tight things on. Just saying.
Thank you for the polite skirt around the whole conversation there. I love that. We have a young man who we've lived here. What do we figure? 6 years now, going on our 7th year, almost 7 years. We've lived here, and we've watched him grow up over at the skate park. You know, since we moved here, and he's older now, and he's graduating and whatnot. And he's all, you know, the rough and tough and cool and all that. Until we found out he makes his own pants, his own hats, his own book bags.
That's fantastic.
And something else. I think purses for women if they want to. He makes them all himself. And I was like, that is so cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. It really, really is.
Yeah.
Leanne actually cut out and started sewing a new dress today. That's awesome, sweetheart.
Great.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
In that bag, there's actually some Cookie Monster fabric, Monster pajama fabric.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be making myself some like lounge pants, sort of. I think the posh name for them these days is yoga pants. But yeah, PJ kind of pants out of those.
You see that?
Oh.
That is so cool.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That is really awesome. Yeah, I used to get a lot of my fabric I used to get from the secondhand shop that I used to volunteer in, because there was a dressmaker in our village, and she would bring down her ender bolts and stuff like that. So I would literally just get it for pennies, and I had a massive stash.
What?
When I moved up here, I had to get rid of, and ended up selling my entire stash, which took up.
Really?
It would have filled this room. It would have filled this room. I had something like 1,550 litre totes of fabrics. Yeah, I sold it for a couple of $100, and that was it.
Wow.
And I only kept one bolt of fabric. Just one bolt. That was really special to me. So yeah, because it was given to me by a lady that I used to work with. Didn't keep it all. I blessed at least 6 women with some material. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Great. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, you know, it's good. My channel was always supposed to be about doing all of the things. It wasn't supposed to be about one thing or another thing or whatever.
Right.
It was supposed to be about all of the things, all of the skills that you need to be self-reliant and all that kind of stuff. And that's what I'm kind of working towards. But at the moment, I'm just not well enough to be doing all of the things. I mean, I'm doing them and I'm filming them, but, you know, it's taking its time because you need extra time to be able to do all of the other things as well. Plus, I have, you know, life.
Yep.
You know, this week's been particularly rough, as you know, for me as well. Not on so much of a health level, but on a personal level. So, you know, because my stepdad passed away and I can't get to Australia to go to his funeral. So, you know, it's been a rough one. But, you know, we've been getting there.
And that's what you do, you know, one day at a time, one step at a time. You just keep plugging along. So what? Sorry.
And that's okay.
Right.
Because even if you're doing a little shuffle, you're still moving forward.
Right. I agree.
You
know? So just for some information.
Xander, I can't do that, darling. The time difference was such that I just would not have been awake for it, and I wouldn't have been able to stay awake for it. As it was, we missed it by an hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was on Friday, which was Bam's birthday. But, you know, and when he woke up, we realized we were an hour late. So, yeah.
That's too bad.
Thanks, Leanne. That's very sweet of you, love. But, yeah.
So moving on, Tuesday game night for Trivia Meltdown, we have Regina Fowler coming to join us to play. And for those that don't know, that would be Derek Fowler, 1973's wife. So she's going to join us. So yes. I'm still looking for a second person, so I'm not sure who that is yet. But
I wish, like I said, I wish, but you know, I will be dead to the world. Passed out.
Hey.
Back to normal next week. So yeah.
So tomorrow starts a particular collaboration, my friend.
It does.
Jamming Up June is back. 2024.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who are you talking to, Leanne? Me or BLOO?
She sent me a Marco Polo. Did she?
I don't know. She may have sent me one too. I'm not sure. Anyways.
I don't know. I've got it. I got it because everyone was saying you need to get Marco Polo, and it was you guys who said it. And,
well, now that I know you're on it, I'm going to start annihilating you.
Oh God, what's going on now?
Anyways, so tomorrow.
What?
Oh, she's talking to me.
Oh, okay.
You obviously found something else you hadn't seen.
No, apparently it's just trying to charge me $44 for using it.
Why?
I'm gonna have to cancel that.
Why?
Yeah.
It's free.
Yeah, it's the Plus subscription or something.
Oh.
I will get into that and I will change that.
Okay.
Expeditiously.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I have it, darling. I do.
Yep. Anyway, so
sorry.
Tomorrow's the first day. Tomorrow will be an intro video, and then Miss Heather from Milk and Honey Heritage Farms puts her video out. So everybody be watching. Marco Polo is a communication app that you do by video, but it's not live video. I do a video and say, "Hi, BLOO, how are you?" And I send it. BLOO gets it and it says, "Hi, BLOO, how are you?" She then responds back to me. It's not a live at the moment thing. So
no. I've just canceled the subscription. So it was an accidental thing because it came up and said, you know, whatever, and it wouldn't let me pass the pop-up. So
Oh, okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we have
Because I just don't have that sort of money this month.
yeah, I don't blame you. 4, 6,
It's fine, darling. No. Prayers are fine. Prayers are always welcome.
Why do I have Carrie's name down at the bottom of that? I don't know. I think we have 42 channels that are involved.
42 channels.
42 channels in 31 days, I think. Yes.
Wow.
Primary sponsor this year, again, for the second year in a row, is 4 Jars Lids. They are back to sponsor us. They also will be putting a video out. So hopefully you guys watch out for that. Don't know what the prizes are yet because we're still finalizing that. So we'll figure that out. But again, just watch for videos. Some days there's 2, some days there's 1. What are you looking all devastated for?
No, I'm not devastated at all. I've just found out what jam I'm making.
Oh, okay.
And I'll have a backup as well. But I've just figured it out.
Okay.
And no one's gonna be doing this jam because they'll be like, "You can do it with that."
So Xander, the email I sent out has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots. Oh, maybe I don't have that many. Well, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots that are doubled up. That's where you're getting the extra people from. So I guess it would be 36 if my math is correct. Sorry. Heather made her a special apron.
Got a special apron for it. I'm not going to be going that fancy.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going quite that fancy. But at the moment, what I will say is that my house smells like strawberries.
And that's wonderful.
It literally does smell like strawberries. Like my whole house for the last 3 days has only smelled like strawberries.
Xander, do you want me to use the email I've always used or a different one?
So yeah, it's kind of awesome because you know that how much I love going to Kirkgate Market in Leeds.
Right.
And yeah, I got like 2 massive punnets like this of strawberries for £2 each. So I bought $10 worth.
Awesome.
So yeah, I've just been dealing with strawberries. I've got strawberries coming out my ear holes at the minute.
Huh?
But the house smells amazing.
I think that I love that's one of the things I love about making jam is the smell you get in the whole house.
I just, I've never really like noticed it as much as I have this time. Maybe it's because I was doing all the preserving all at once, and I've got like the dehydrator going with 2 different types of dehydrating happening. Then I've got the syrup that was on the go, and the vinegar that was on the go, and the jam.
No,
jam that's on the go.
Strawberries, Isaiah's favorite jam.
Yeah, well, my grandson came over on Thursday night, or was it Thursday night, because his mum was helping me do Bam's hair, because Bam decided the first time in 33 years he was going to do his hair. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
Yes, I agree, Leanne. That's the way you get around.
Yeah. I will be growing my own as well, but I need to get the front fence put up, which is what we're doing today.
And I'm here to tell you the deal she got on the strawberries was nothing to blink your eye at. Okay.
No.
So.
No. I mean, like I got the equivalent of 10 kilos of strawberries, which is like 22 pounds.
22 pounds. Yeah.
About 22 pounds of strawberries. Okay, so kind of silence here, guys. You can't tell him or his mates about this, but he's gone hot pink.
Oh, no, he didn't.
He's that color. Tony, I will send you a picture. I'll
Okay.
send you yeah, he's hot pink. And to be honest, it actually suits him. Weird but true.
Weird but true. I love that.
Weird but true. But yeah. There you go.
Okay, I got to look at this now.
Yeah, I know. But he's never done it before. And, you know, he's never, ever done it before. But, you know, he's also lived with a mother who had electric blue hair for 20 years. So, you know, I can't really say anything.
Your dad's here.
Are
you kidding me?
Right? I know.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean,
So
like,
did you get it fixed?
To go back to being blue again. And Tanny keeps saying, when are you going to do your hair again? When are you going to do your hair again? Right. And he wants me to do my hair back to blue again. And I'm like, oh, the upkeep. Do you know how expensive it is to do it?
It is.
It's like cheap. It's because the stuff that I get is the Manic Panic, which is the original and the best as far as I'm concerned. Mm-hmm. But that stuff's $20 a jar, and I need 2 to do my hair. So there's that, and then you have to have a 3rd jar to put in your conditioner to keep the upkeep on it.
Very first time I ever seen you on video, you still had blue hair.
I still had blue hair, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I've done it since I moved in here.
Oh, really?
I don't think I've done it since I moved in here. Yeah. Heather
wants Large Simpson hair with things stored in it. Marge Simpson, sorry.
Yeah. No, have I got any pictures? I don't think I've got any pictures on. If you go on back on my Instagram, you'll probably find some of me with blue hair.
Wow.
But yeah.
Unreal. Yeah. So that's going on, and then we will have Jarred Up July coming around, and Four Jars Lids is sponsoring that one again, and they will, to my understanding, will be participating in that one as well.
Yes.
That will go ahead and get something together here in the next probably few days and get it out so people have time to consider what they're going to do. And it's anything you can put in a jar.
Anything you can put in a jar.
We don't want motor oil, gasoline, urine, homemade alcohol.
No, nothing icky. Could we not, you know, let's not do that.
Right.
Let's not do that. Yeah.
Lori said she did her hair once, hated it.
I totally get that. I mean, like, I don't strip my hair back to be blonde anymore to do the blue, because I kind of like how it goes highlights and lowlights, because it actually looks natural. It doesn't look like I'm wearing a wig or that, you know, it actually kind of looks how hair looks with its highlights and lowlights and stuff. So, yeah. Lightning bugs in a jar, that would be awesome. But you're going to have to film yourself catching them. Yeah. And so how to look after them.
So Xander said he's got his regular and a backup if needed after the 10th. So wonderful. Thank you.
That's awesome.
I don't anticipate we'll have any issues, but you never know when things do happen. Life happens. So
that's it. Absolutely. Yep.
So
yes,
once the interruption happened last week, how far did you guys get into the conversation?
Not very far.
Oh,
not very far at all. I think we're only talking about food colorings, to be fair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, can you think of anything else that would be?
Oh, there's loads. There's loads. What? So foods that are banned. Okay, so for those who weren't watching last week, we started discussing food additives that are permitted in the US that are not permitted anywhere else.
Right.
And you guys have 213, I think, additions to your food that are no longer allowed here in the UK, in Europe, and in Australasia in general. Okay. So yeah, that was kind of fun.
Yeah. I was blown away because it all started from, what was it, Frankenberry cereal we got talking about.
Yeah, Frankenberry cereal. So the Frankenberry cereal.
And she read it, and it says not
fit for human consumption.
Fit for human consumption. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
I know not everybody here in the US has eaten it, but there's a lot of people that have.
Yeah.
And that's with your ingredients, not fit for human consumption.
No, that was because it's an import. They don't make it here. So it's an imported food, but it came with the label not fit for human consumption.
That just blows me away.
Yeah, so it wouldn't have just been the colors, it would have been other things that were added to it. And that kind of terrifies me. If you guys are have additives to your food that over here would make them unfit for human consumption, that's a little bit more than terrifying.
I agree.
You know, that really is. And it kind of makes you think then. And okay, so because I was having this conversation with Tom Garvey as well, and saying that it's getting to a point where people are going to have to take far more interest in what they're eating and have to go to the one ingredient foods more than the convenience food and the fancy things, and you know, all the cereals, what they call cereals. I mean, I went through the cereal aisle the other day, and I was looking at it and going, it's mostly sweets. It's mostly sweets and biscuits and, you know, like cookies and candy, basically. In your language, cookies and candy is basically what it is. And I'm like,
Cookie Crisp or
Cookie Crisp or Craves or you know, the things that have got marshmallows in them, and I'm like sitting there going, yeah, I used to buy that stuff for Christmas, right? That would be the stuff I bought for Christmas, or I would buy a packet of Fruit Loops for the kids' birthdays, and I would turn them into like Rice Krispie cakes, Rice Krispie bars, right? But our Fruit Loops were very different to what you guys have because our colors and our flavors are very different.
True.
So the colors that you guys have over there are not permitted to be sold over here unless it's on an import food. If it's an import food and has to be sold at an import shop. So there are
big label that says not fit for human consumption.
Well, it just depends on the thing. Do you know what I mean? But there are stuff that we can't get from you guys because it's not allowed to be sold over here, even in import form.
So how do I smuggle it to you?
You can't. Well, you could. And Leanne's saying I need to start making my own bran flakes. Interesting. That would be really cool. I would watch that, and I would be very interested to see how you did that, to be honest.
When I was a kid and as I got older, even there is only one cereal I won't even go down that road. Let's go back to where I started with.
Yeah.
I like the brand cereals. I like the Mueslix. I like the, brand squares. I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I think one of my favorites was grape nuts. Now, I don't know if you know what that is, but it's basically.
I know what grape nuts are. My
Okay.
uncle used to love them, and because of him, I love them.
Right. And so I like those, so I would be interested in the brand flake thing.
Yeah. I mean, like when I was growing up, the cereals that we had were oats, so porridge.
Porridges, right?
I found porridge inedible when I was a kid. It was something that actually made me gag, made me very violently ill if I ate it.
So would your porridge be a consistency of what we would call like cream of wheat over here?
Yeah, a little bit lumpier. Okay, so what you call cream of wheat, we call ready break. Okay, so it's where the oats have been pulverized into a flour and then made into a porridge, right? So that's kind of the same thing, right? So
a typical porridge for you guys though is a lumpier consistency.
It's the one that's done with rolled oats. So that porridge is done with rolled oats.
Okay.
And the ready break is what you guys would call cream of wheat. But see, I make my own.
Right.
Because I was just buying the rolled oats and I would just put them through the food processor because a packet of rolled oats was costing me 99p. Whereas if I went to go and get ready break, it was nearly £4 a box.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And most of the boxes are empty, and you get about a third of the box has actually any content in it.
Cereal, like 6. Yeah.
So I refuse to pay for that.
Right.
Especially when the kids used to go through so much of it, they would eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they wouldn't care.
Right. Right.
Whereas for me, it's like one of those foods is I'll make it for you, but don't ask me to eat it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
That's fun.
For me, it's kind of a baked beans thing. I'll have it when I feel like it, and that might be once every 3 years. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
So, yes, I agree. Homemade granola is good too. Yes.
Homemade granola is the best. And to be honest with you, granola used to be a treat.
Yes.
My mum used to buy muesli, or she'd make her own muesli, right? She'd just get the ingredients and put it all together herself.
Right.
If we had granola, I'd get a cup of that and I'd just sit there and eat it like you would candy.
Yep.
Because that's how I ate that. I'm not a huge fan of cereals, never have been, because I don't like soggy things in my mouth. I just
makes sense.
Just don't like it.
That's why you don't like the porridge, probably.
Don't like what?
The porridge, probably.
Yeah, it's a text. It's definitely a texture thing.
Okay, we can move on. You don't have to keep talking about it.
But shredded wheat, shreddies, oats, muesli, that granola very rarely, Rice Krispies, or used to be, if we were on holiday, I would get those because they come in the little single portion thing.
Right.
Or cornflakes, that's when I'd get those, but I really didn't like them.
Right.
So I never had those. And to this day, I will either have a box of Cocoa Pops or a box of Frosties.
I love Cocoa Pops.
For my birthday. And that is the only time I'll buy them and the only time I'll eat them. Tanny was buying them because he thought that I only bought them for my birthday because I'd be saving up for it. It was, no, that was my birthday thing. So I actually stopped doing it for a while because it became not a birthday thing.
Right.
So I completely knocked it on the head at that point and just said, no, this is my birthday thing. I don't want to make this an all year round thing. So yeah, but I used to do that. So, but yeah, I think, when did we come to the point Because you also look at this stuff and it's really expensive. It's not cheap.
Go ahead.
It's cheaper to buy a bag of porridge oats than it is to buy Frosted Flakes or cornflakes.
Yes.
So why are we doing it? Why are we doing it?
Huh?
No, I don't get it. I really don't get it.
My life. I'll be out in a minute.
Because everyone's going, oh, I'm doing it to save money. Well, no, you're not.
Right.
Because that stuff is well expensive. I mean, like I saw an offer the other day for 2 boxes, 650 gram boxes of starts with a K cereal company.
I love that. That was good.
And they were $10 for 2 boxes.
Yeah.
You know, you can still get the porridge oats for £2.
Here it's $6 and $7 a box.
Wow. See, I just recently bought a 10-kilo bag of oats. Grain. Now, I've done that because, one, it keeps forever. Let's be honest, it keeps forever. 2, next month I'll be getting a piece of equipment called a flick flock, which rolls the oats for me.
Spoiled brat.
Hey, I worked hard for that stuff.
You did. I'm playing with you. You know that.
I know. So, you know, I can then roll my oats. But I can also make my own oat flour or oatmeal. You know, I can do whatever I would normally do for oats, but it means that I bought 1 bag and it cost me $8 for organic oats grains.
Wow.
You know why?
Why?
So does horse feet.
Well, yeah, we've had this conversation before.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I get my molasses from the same supplier. Exactly the same. But instead of paying $14 for a tiny little jar, I'm paying $9 for 5 liters.
Right. Big difference.
What it's like, seriously?
Yep.
Do you know what the really strange one was that I found? Okay, now I've got to see if I've got the link still for this. Because this is going to shock you, this one. Right, so I don't want that. Go away. Just trying to find it. Hang on. Where did I get it? It'll be here. It will be here because I got it. I know I got it. Oh, damn. Okay, so how much is jerky over there?
Expensive.
Right. And it's expensive here too. So like for a 100-gram packet, which is a normal kind of packet, you're looking at anywhere from £3 to £12, depending on the quality of it, right?
Is what? So here, 12-ounce packet of General is $16.99.
Wow. See, that's insane.
Yeah.
Let me just see if I can find this now. I know I put it somewhere. I know I put, right, okay. So it's ridiculous money. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous money. Now, I was looking for dried beef. I wanted to see what the price of dried beef would be. So all I could come up with, and on these lists of jerky for all of these silly prices. Then all of a sudden, I came across this thing called dried beef greaves. Okay. And I did some research, and I even rang up the company that was selling them, and I said, what can you tell me about these beef greaves? And they said, well, it's actually really, it's good quality meat. It comes from the main structure of the beef and what have you. It's just got less fat content and all of that kind of thing. And I'm like, right. And I said, so what's the difference? You know, why is it so cheap? And they said, because it's not sold for humans. I said, but why is, I just turned around and said, but it has to be fit for human consumption. And she said, yes, it does. And she said, if you want to know, she said, I take it home. I use it. I have it in my store cupboard myself. 15 kilos. So that's over 30 pounds. That's nearly
over
40
30 pounds. Yeah.
Yeah, it's somewhere about 35 pounds or something like that.
Right.
It's $40 for A1 grade beef, dried. No additives, no fillers, nothing. It's just not been made.
Because that was the first thing I asked you when you told me was, what did they add to it? Why is it intended for the
there's nothing. It's got to be 100% beef.
Right.
And the law states in this country that pet food has to be fit for human consumption.
Right. Right.
It has to be fit for human consumption.
Right.
Because there are people that will eat what they can get.
Right.
You know? So it's not like the old days where pet supply stores, darling. Pet supply. Seriously.
That's unreal.
Yeah, beef greaves, 100% beef greaves.
Jeez.
And I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked because I thought, you know what? She said it makes the most amazing stews.
Well, I would assume so, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just like, all because it's not made as jerky.
Right. That's
it's just dried beef.
Dried beef is all it is.
And I'm like, well, what's the bit? Because I said to her, because it looks like there's a yellow powder on it. She goes, no, that's not yellow powder. She said it's just where the bits of dried beef have broken off and they're just sort of like coating it. She said there's no coating on it. That, pardon me, that's all there is. That's it. And I'm like, that's insane.
Again, that was another question I asked you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, why? This is what I don't understand, right? We have all these things in the supermarket that are supposed to be there for our convenience. Yet we're being charged, and a lot of it is price gouging. I'm not going to lie to you. That is my opinion. That is what it appears to be. And that's what some of these government inquiries are actually finding, is that this is price gouging. Okay. So, you know, yeah.
Why? Were you stumbled by the SOS?
Yeah, what's that?
Shit on a shingle is what we call it.
No, right?
Yes. That's an SOS.
Okay.
Yeah. Usually it's chip beef or something, cream chip beef on toast. That's usually what it is.
But it's basically the same thing, right?
Right.
So it's like, if it's fit for human consumption, and there's nothing wrong with it, and it's A-grade meat, why aren't people buying it? Because they think it's for animals. So they don't realize that it's actually really good option for people.
Yep.
And I mean, that may not be the same rules for you guys, because I don't know what your pet food rules are over there. But I went into it over here, and it's same in Australia and across Europe, has to be fit for human consumption.
No, ours are nothing like yours over there.
No.
Yeah.
No.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and call it because I'm
Okay.
hurting. So.
All right, dude.
All right. Everybody have a good night. Be safe. Be careful out there. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. Hope everybody understands what we had to say.
We was rambling, but it was fun.
Yeah. Hey, who cares? Thank you to everybody that wanted, and thank you to everybody that showed up. BLOO, thank you for coming in.
Yes.
All right. Have a good week, guys.
Take care, guys.